Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019, Classics Rider, episode number 23. We head into stage 5 of the Osterreich Rundfahrt, the Tour of Austria, and in this one, I enter in the race lead. However, this is very much a climber's day, and I'm not a climber. Hill climber, yes, but not a mountain climber. My mountain rating is pretty abysmal, so I will absolutely lose my lead, but with a significant gap. I could very well stay in the top 5 if I do have strong enough team support. We've got first, third, and sixth overall in the standings as a team entering this one. If I played my cards right, I could certainly still be up there a ways, and that's my goal. That's my target on this one. The climb itself is 15 or 16 kilometers in length. That's pretty bad. The stage itself is only 92.5 kilometers, so that climb is that's hefty. So guaranteed I will not be in the lead by the end of this, but how bad that damage is, that's the big question. Can I keep a top 5? Objective is top 20 overall. Fellini is given co-leader status, so that's unfortunate because he is a good climber, and so instead of getting support from him, he's expected to pass me up in the standings by a significant margin. I'd love to be at a breakaway here so I could get a head start by 2 or 3 minutes on that climb, but that's not going to happen when I'm in the race leader's jersey. So we open right away with a 16 plus kilometer climb, category 1. This is about the same length as the other one. It's just we're covering only slightly more than half the elevation change that we will later on. Could definitely use some help, but there's my helper, Gaburo, way to the back. So for now, we just ride on. You can see the damage already being done from the very beginning of the stage. We're about 5 kilometers in, and I'm already struggling a bit. At the moment, there's 5 riders off the front, and we reeled one of them back in. So 4 riders off the front. They've got a minute and a half. They're now fighting for the points at the top of the climb. Oh, through a tunnel. That's interesting. Interesting perspective. This is a long tunnel. Oh my goodness. I've never seen that perspective in this game. The helicopter perspective through the tunnel, where everything outside just goes white like that. That was cool. Alright, so Peloton's actually already down to 73 riders. That's a lot of riders that went off the back. And you can see there's huge gaps. Here's the front of the field. The black line is where I am, and the Peloton, is going to be stretched out slightly behind that. But then to the back of the field, that's a massive gap. So that's a lot of riders that are well off the back. Now these 18... there's a chance they'll get back on, but there's another minute and a half to anyone who follows, so they're not coming back.
The team leaders should be coming more and more to the fore. The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
45k to go. Schoenberger is on his way with water, and this will be the only time we need it with such a short stage. Schoenberger done with that, so he's good to go. Now Gaburo, where's he going? He's dropping back because Schoenberger is now taking over. How is he on the climbs? Yeah, not so good. Solano? Solano is pretty decent. Solano's going to actually give me the best protection, so when the time comes before we get to the climb, I need to bring Solano up. He's middle of the pack right now. And for some reason, Fellini not being given team support, so thanks. He's on his own. I feel bad for him, but giving me Solano is the most important thing, besides Fellini himself, that the team could do for me right now. So, thank you, thank you. The gap behind us is widening, so those 18 riders are not coming back here on the flat. The breakaway was just reeled in, so it's now 87 riders to duke it out, and of course I have no chance at the top. I will not attack this group in any way, shape, or form, but I will use Solano, and we're actually coming up on it now. So Solano, go ahead and take over. I would bring him to the front and then use somebody to protect him, and then later on have him protect me, but in Pro Cyclist mode, that just never quite goes how it's supposed to. But as we begin to go uphill, we'll bring it back down here, and wow, we're already blinking red just right at the base here. 76. Still blinking red at 83. 85. I don't mind drifting backward a little bit, but I definitely don't want to get caught behind a split partway through the pack, so ultimately I need to stay near the front, which is going to exhaust me a lot faster. At some point I do expect to be dropped, and I hope that Solano will still be there for me, because my pace is going to suck. +3 race day condition today, that gives me a mountain rating of 70, which is a bit more tolerable. Looks like I can back off for a bit now. Yeah, we're going to go 83. I know I might drift back a little bit. We're already starting to lose riders. 74 now. The resistance is pretty high, but again, my pace as a mountain climber is pretty weak. First phase of the climb is done. We flatten out for just a moment, and then, oh my goodness, it's Halloween to the finish. Deep oranges and black. It's my horror story. Already fading, still 11k to go. I think I'm going to hold at an 83 for a while because Solano's already fading. Marengo's already out the back. Paccioni was out the back a long time ago. Solano. That's the attack one. Fellini's still left. Solano's not going to last much longer. We're down to 34. $10K to go. 26 riders. My hopes of a top 20 finish are looking good at this point. I think I'm going to lose a lot more time than I was expecting just based on where I'm at. It's time to use my gel already with 9K to go, but I'm not going to last a whole lot longer here. Solano just hanging on for now. Once he's gone, I'm really in trouble.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Sivakov there. There's Kalmajan. Dan Martin. Hamilton. Okay, gel's kicking in. Try to back off just a little bit right now. 25 riders. I'm glad that there's no impetus in the attack right now. It's just, everybody's just kind of riding at the moment. 7K. This is good for me. I'm going to go ×2 speed here for a little bit. I'm hoping that we'll drop at least another 5 riders before I myself get dropped. My pure climbing speed is not good, so at a 70, I'm likely to drift further back. For now, though, just hanging in there. Here comes the attack from Kalmajan. And I am not interested in that. Fellini's following the attack. tried to follow the attack. Didn't want to be the one to have to do the actual chasing, so Kalmajan is off to take the race lead away. By the way, we did drop some riders out the back, so one off the front, 18 here in the group. That's top 20. Gourmet going, and uh-oh. Okay, groups are splitting. Solano's done, and I'm just about done myself. That's 9 riders off the front.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
It's 11 riders off the front. So right now I'm kind of battling for 12th. Solano right behind me, still actually giving me protection at this point, allowing me to ride slightly faster. And even though he's out of energy, he's a better climber than I, so he's making up for it. His 74 is stronger than my 70, so even though we both have no energy, he is helping pull me up this climb right now. 3K to go, and again, I'm battling for about 13th right now. 3 minutes behind, but that's Kalmajan right now. 3 minutes behind Kalmajan. Fellini is 2 minutes down. Now I'm 4 minutes behind Kalmajan, so definitely race lead gone. Long gone. I think the top 5 is probably long gone, but I've got a very good chance of still being in the top 12 if I can stay with this group to the end, which is now 1.5K to go. Reason for that is the significant gap that I have over the field. I'm not a stage racer. It's not my specialty. I'm looking for stage wins. This is the rider's objective. That's my strength. That's my area. Let's just push 99 here. 800 meters. So Kalmajan takes the win. Sivakov takes second. Kamina third. Schultz. Badalati. Guillaume Martin. Chris Hamilton. Hugh Carthy. Fellini takes 9th. Zoidel takes 10th. Gourmet takes 11th. And there's the finish. I'm in this group. So starting with 12th, Sanchez, Conti, Gana, Grossschartner, Barth, Solano, and I. We'll see if they give us same time. Novak, Hamilton coming right behind as well, along with a couple others. I don't know if they'll give a time gap. I'm there on the wheel, but on a big steep climb, you never know. It's easier. Yeah, you can see more this way. But it comes up the climb. Definitely dropping down the order after a massive climb like that. But how far down is the big question. Was I close enough to still be in the top 10? Remember, I had a pretty sizable lead over most of the pack. How much of that's going away? Not sure.
We've selected the following highlights for you.
Fellini 308. Oh, see, they did give a time gap here. In fact, they gave an additional time gap to me. I'm right on Solano's wheel, and I'm 6'10". He's 5'57", and the group. So my group gets 30 seconds between the time that Sanchez crossed and I crossed, from the front to the back of the group, and they split our times up. Doesn't surprise me completely, but it does hurt as I lost an additional 30 seconds. You take 30 seconds off that, and I'm still just about in reach of Kamna in 4th place. But regardless, I'm in 5th. Fellini's in 3rd. Kalmajan, of course, takes a race lead. Sivakov 2nd. But that's not bad. That is not bad at all, considering that this is not my specialty. We could pick up some extra points for the overall in this race. And there you go. Exceptional status, worth 0 points and 0 satisfaction. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Race isn't done. There's still a few stages to go. But regardless, in the past, that was worth points. Suddenly it's not. Did they change it? There's been some updates to the game. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But we're back into a stage that I could potentially do something with, but I'm not so sure. The mountain rating is going to affect all of these climbs before I get to this one. If the pace is high enough, I'll get dropped before we get to the final climb, or I'll have virtually no energy left, though I'd get some recovery on the descent here. But at this point, at this rate, considering the bulk of the stage are on these climbs, and there's the chance that I won't get to the final climb and won't have a chance to go off for the stage win, in that case, I'll go ahead and just stay live here for the second stage in a row. And yes, the mountain ratings are coming out for this one. Sivakov, the favorite, Carthy, Grossschartner, Kamna, Kalmajan in the middle of that pack. I'm nowhere on that list. So even though it's seen as a hills stage, the reality is it's more suited to the climbers. So Fellini gets a +3, I get a +2. How did he manage that?
So it will be a tactical race.
Something about this race that he likes. Okay, so now I'm racing for the points classification. I am, second in that competition. And it's Kalmajan who's in the lead of that, so I actually still have a specialized jersey here. I have no team support today. Oh man. So Fellini moves up the order 2 spots above me. And last stage he got no support, which sucked for him. I didn't think that was right. I was just glad that I had Solano, but I thought he should have had support as well. Solano was the only one I used. But now here on this stage, we get the absolute reversal. And now I have no support. And now he gets full team support. But I'm on my own. I don't have to take orders from him. But that sucks. Because that's going to hurt me today without any team support. And now my chances of staying in the top 5 and maybe winning the stage on that final climb are virtually nil, because I've got to get over the 5 climbs prior to it before we can get to that last one. And alone, that's unlikely to happen. All I need is one decent climber. Solano, the best example, but Schoenberger wasn't too bad. Hio Gaburo could probably get me over the top. But that requires one guy, right? Just one. Huge breakaway today, by the way. 20 riders off the front. They finally come together after quite a few kilometers, but 4.5 minute gap already. Pressure's on Kalmajan and his team to pull that back, and they don't appear to be interested. So 6 minute gap already. It's looking like the breakaway could take the stage. Now this actually could benefit me, actually, because if they are letting it get far away and not going to chase hard coming back at them, then the pace might not be so severe, and maybe I'll get over these climbs intact. My resistance is a 75 today. My stamina is plenty. It's 80 plus, 81. Mountain is a 70 again for the rating, so when I decide to go, that hill rating would be an 84. So if I get the chance, first climb, biggest climb, and you can see that just a little bit of fatigue is all that I'm suffering. We actually pulled back a lot of time though. We pulled back 2 minutes on this climb. Let's go see what's up with the break for a little bit. Kind of get a sense of the riders that are here. Looks like there's quite a few guys that are just sitting on the back. Some Lotto Soudal riders. that Corndon Circus? 3 riders sitting on the back? And 1 up front? No, that's 1 of the 3 went forward. These 2 Ineos riders. There's 1 of the Corndon Circus riders taking off, trying to go for it. That might not be Corndon Circus Baloise. Two riders off the front. Looks like our mountain climber jersey. Fröhlinger. KOM takes second over the top. But he's got 104 points. Now over the second climb, you can see that I'm fairly fatigued, but I'll recover here on the descent. It's a fairly lengthy descent, so I'll recover a good bit. But if I'm half done after 2 climbs when there's 5, and I'm sure the pace is not there yet, we got a big split over the top, but it'll come back together. I'm already recovering, so Peloton back up to 65 riders. Breakaway not fully back together. There's definitely some riders off, but it looks like 14 are still up at the front. Now 19. Just 1 rider lost, and there you go. So 19 riders, but they're down to 3.5 minutes. Splitting off again here on the descent. Likewise, Peloton actually still shrinking, 66 riders. So we lost a few more here on the descent. Those 13, though, are almost certainly going to come back. They're very close behind. Category 3, last categorized climb of the day. And the lead's back out to 4 minutes. 1K to the top, so it's a big attack here. Fröhlinger, Miller, wow. Coming around this corner, that is very steep.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway.
Fröhlinger, 108 points now. He's got it 1. That jersey's not going to get taken away from him. Mason, the only one who's got any sort of chance with 2 stages to go, but I don't think it's going to happen. Alright, so breakaway is shrinking, and over the next 2 climbs, it'll shrink further, but with them pulling out a little more time as they're attacking the KOM points, it's going to be a difficult catch here. 3.5 minutes, 3:40. I've mostly recovered. I still have no team support. Paccioni out the back. And Peloton's continuing to shrink. 49 riders. And it's still yo-yoing a lot, though. 50 at the moment. Brake is starting to splinter. This is a steep climb. Fellini, no, you are not giving me orders today.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
About half the brake has been dropped now. And so we are just behind. Wow, we have really pulled back some time. 225, 27 riders giving chase. And Solano, Fellini are the only ones left besides myself here in the group. 1 climb to go before that last one. And there's another chunk of the break, including Fröhlinger, but there's no points left, so there was no reason for him to really chase. Fellini, you are not giving me orders. Screw you, dude. I'm in 5th overall, and this stage is supposed to be a stage that I could potentially go off and win. And you're taking that away from me. Now I'm just in survival mode and trying to hang on to 5th. At this point, I don't think I'm going to have the ability to attack on that final climb, but I might. This descent is long enough, could be, maybe, long enough for me to recover. If I do, then I could attack that final climb. without that team support, it's a rough call. I'm actually recovering quite well here. Fellini's a little better off than I am because he's a good mountains guy and he's on a +3 himself. And he's got Solano protecting him. But on this final climb, my strength obviously is that hills rating. I could really pull some time quick. And it's not much. And I'd get a little bit of recovery on the descent. I'd want to go about 2/3 of the way up. Oh, Schumberger.
Holy cow, that was a fall.
So, Schumberger reminds me, one of my favorite movies, Steve Martin, Pink Panther. And he's getting lessons from Lily Tomlin. And there's nothing funnier than an American comedian playing a French role, trying to learn an American accent. But here I'm talking about humbugger. A humbugger in his pocket. Just hilarious. Oh my goodness. That was... I still roll on the floor laughing to that one. Okay, I don't want to go at the base. I want to go at that 2/3 point. Yes, it's steep right now, but this is a bit too early out. If I have the energy, because this kind of this middle sector isn't very steep, so I want to get past that. If I have that energy, then we will surprise opponents and attack. Now there's still some riders off front, and we still have 4 minutes. So this is not for a stage win, but this would be for time overall. Could move me back up the order a little bit. Maybe back as high as 3rd, which would be funny because I would be ahead of my teammate. Okay, entering that middle sector, you can see how level this section is comparatively. So we got a little ways to go. The energy's good. There's no attack. The gap's 5 minutes. It's opening up. This will be the perfect time. But I need that steep section for it. And to not burn all my energy all at once. So this will be good. Okay, it's going to level off again. I'm going to save my gel for the flat section. Here we go. Here we go. Start moving forward. Wait. Can you... It's 11K. Why won't you let me use that thing? Okay, fine. What's the point of having this if I can't use it? 20 seconds just like that. Cruise at 95. Now we gotta back off. Still have yellow bar. Red bar's gone though. 22 seconds. That's all. They really stepped up the pace here. And I think for that... back off and ride with 2 guys. I've got Kalmajan and Hivert with... Oh, nope. They're all back together. But we're down to 21 riders. I suppose I got that much. Still 3 minutes to those other riders, so they will not be caught. Solano, Fellini both here. That was definitely my one chance to get something out of this, but they were not willing to let me get away, and they chased, and they all had energy because there wasn't much pace. There is a little climb to the finish, so I might be able to grab a few seconds there. There's actually a secondary one here in just a moment. Use my gel, maybe. It's way too short. 2.5K.
In the end, he found the resources to get this.
Then Gessel takes the win. Come on. Get through the pack here. Try to attack. Just starting my attack. Here comes 2nd place. That's why it's slow. Impy Jansen's. I've got to the front. I should be able to take fourth here on the stage. No time bonus for fourth, though. I'm one of 20 riders left in the group. I suppose I'll take that. That's decent. And I win my sprint. Not that it meant anything, except in the points competition, where I finish one spot ahead of Calmajon, meaning I pick up a few points on him. Inch a little closer in the points classification. Solano took 14th. Let's see, if I had Solano, I could have used him in the first part of the attack at the base and then attacked myself at the top. And I probably could have gotten further than 20 seconds away that they wouldn't have already covered just over the top. Or before the top, even. Yeah, I guess it was one of the riders I'm looking at for my career mode for next season. So 3:11's the gap. Doesn't affect the overall. Stay in 5th place. No change in the top 12. Fourth on the stage. That's worth 14 points. Two to go. Profile might be very different from here. Punchy stage here, and stage 8 is another mountain, right? Oh no. Okay, totally on the flat. Last stage for anything to happen, meaning I very well could stay in 5th place for this. I could have a 5th place in a stage race. This is very much an Alaphilippe situation, though he's not an abysmal climber. He's just not a good climber. Sometimes when you're strong enough in the hills, you can make the sound of music. Alright, well, same course over and over again, so I'm going to go ahead and skip partway forward through this one just so I have enough time to get these last couple of stages in. That final stage, sprint stage, will go straight to the end on that one as it's not going to affect the standings. But this could be a very nice result. And again, if I have the energy, my not being favored in the top 10 very well could be top 5 on the stage, maybe more.
Riding in such heat is not easy. Many riders must have only one thing on their mind.
Still points classification. Teammates, but I'm guessing it's for Fellini and not for me. Yeah, he's already trying to give me orders right off the bat. We're not co-leaders anymore. 34 kilometers to go at the base of the climb. This is the finishing climb, but we have one full circuit still to go. So next time up this climb will be the finish. Large breakaway today. It was 20 riders in all. It's down to 19. They're splitting off as they attack the climb for the points. But once again, I have no team support. I'm in the points classification, but Fellini is the team leader. He's 3rd overall. I'm 5th overall. And this is the last day of climbing. One stage remains, but it's perfectly flat. Shouldn't affect the standings at all. So as we approach the top, we're up and over, and you can see how much damage it does to me trying to get up to that top. The pace is high enough that it definitely makes me dig in, and luckily it kind of kicks in my hill rating. Today, race day conditions, a big stinker. I'm on the fitness peak. I should have at least a +2, but we have drawn a -2, which has balanced out to a 0. At least I have the 100% fitness kind of allocation. Resistance is a +2, stamina is a +2, mountain +2, hills +2, even though I'm level. I'm starting to pull these guys back in as we go up and over the other portion of the climb. It's still 17 riders away, and they still have 3 minutes over the field. And you can see just how tired I am on my own over this. But next time around, we only have to go up that one final climb. But it's really steep near the top. And I'm just not sure I'm going to have the energy to attack the field at all. Solano's been dropped, so Fellini and I are all that's left. 25 riders. We're chasing that breakaway. I don't think any of the top contenders are in the break. Gourmet is up there. Zardini is up there.
He's trying to give his pals the slip. The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
Don't see anyone else in the group that's up there in standings. Nick Roche might be. Let's see. Gourmet, nah, he's 19 minutes down. 23 for Roche. Van Houk's 41. So yeah, those guys are way out of the standings there. They are completely out of contention. So for that part, we're good to go. Solano's reached the group, but he's very tired, so he's going to get dropped right at the base. He's just one of 2 that came back at us. Single rider off the front right now still. 3.5 minutes. We're definitely not catching them. Last little climb there before the actual climb. So one last little flat section. I didn't fully recover, but pretty close. Still in relatively good shape. You can see that stamina and resistance rating that's still generally low. Fellini's up here. I'm back here. So he's got a bit more energy than I do. But I could definitely manufacture the pace. Gel, 4K to go. I'd like to go immediately, but 4K is a long way. So we're going to wait just a little bit. Pace is definitely there. 3K. Attack here soon.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
Alright, we're off the front. Still 2.5K. I thought I was already at 2.5K. Red bar is gone, but we still have our yellow bar. We'll stay at that 95. It's 21 seconds. 9 seconds. Group of 4. Kalmajan, he's just going to keep right on riding. 900 meters. Sivakov also going. Fellini annoying the heck out of me right now. 700 meters. Kalmajan looks like he's got the stage 1. Novak from the breakaway takes the stage victory. Gonzalez second. Muller third. Gourmet. Barth. It's all breakaway riders. Stannard. It's not Ian, it's Robert. Nick Roche, only 7th. That's poor for him. I will not win the chase here. Kalmajan does. Oh, and then things go haywire. Sivakov takes, I think, 3rd. Carthy, Hamilton. Fellini's up there. I'm up there. 26th on the stage. Fellini was 18th. Still with the group. No time losses, so I should hang on to my 5th overall, and that next stage shouldn't affect it at all. Big thing is we'll catch just the last kilometer or 2 to ultimately see what kind of points we get out of this race. They wanted top 20. I got top 5, I think. And even that top 20 seemed a bit optimistic with the amount of serious climbing there was in this race and how I'm not a climber, but we came into this with high fitness. Yes, same time. Kalmajan picks up 12 seconds, but he was already in the race lead and wasn't going to be cut, so we do stay in 5th, just inside 6 minutes. Fellini just inside 5. Sivakov now outside of 3. gaps hold otherwise. Calvajon keeps his lead in the points competition and is too far away, really, to catch in that next stage. But we do keep our lead overall in the team competition between Solano, Fellini, and I. The breakaway is about to claim the final stage here. 4 riders, they have just over a minute off the front. I think they're going to hold it because it's only 3K to go. So as we roll inside the final moments, they are still 500 meters ahead of us. See, the chase is finally on, but it's really late for that. Inside 1K, let's go ahead and get our own sprint going. I do have a decent sprint rating. I could earn some points here, but with the top 5 out of reach, Mezgec gets the best of the rest. Viviani. This is actually really sad because I would have had enough points, or could have had enough points. If that break was not a thing, I might... that would have been really close. So, I took 5th on the sprint. Not counting the 4 breakaway riders. 5th on the sprint would have been 14 points. Ooh, nope. I would have needed top 4. It's 12 or 13 points. I would have been just short. And plus, Calvajon took 14th, so he's about 6 spots down. He would have had a few points. I could have had 6 plus about 14, and that would have been just enough to get the points jersey off Calvajon's back. Either way, I ended up coming close, but because we never caught that breakaway, I was only 9th. And because we never caught that breakaway, I couldn't contest the 2 sprint points to go for the points classification. But I do manage to finish 5th overall, which is an amazing feat for a non-stage racer, non-climber. There you go. There's the final standings. Calvajon, Sivkov, Fellini, Kamna, myself, Carthy, Gil Martin, Chris Hamilton, Badalati, and Schultz. Solano actually drops to 14th. What happened to him? Oh, the previous stage. 2nd in the points classification, I did reach 100 points, but I ended up still 20 behind Calvajon there at the end. Without those bonuses, I would have had another 12 if I had won those 2 classifications, plus if we would have been higher up, the point share would have been higher. So I still would have been 8 behind, and then the point share would have been higher, but I think I still would have been about 3 or 4 behind in the end. So even if those 4 breakaway riders were not there, wouldn't have mattered. We do manage to get the team competition, so there's something. And I do get a very good evaluation, exceptional for 5th instead of just top 20. 2nd in the points classification, 3rd in the young rider, all worthwhile feats. 65 points overall. We're just 9 away from the next level, and the manager satisfaction is now maxed out. So that was a good race for us. It was a race we needed. It's been a while since we pulled together much. Put us back into the top 3 in the Continental rankings. Brian Cockard has a bit of a stretch there at the front. But Nasser Bouhani, myself, and Milan Menton on solid points. Top 2 are both sprinters, so they're getting a lot of stage victories. Fellini's up to 12th. Solano's in 14th. So between the 3 of us, we've definitely scored a lot of points this season. And in the Super Prestige, I'm up 14 spots, up to 26th overall. So that's pretty good. That is pretty good. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.